Guys, it's Logan here. Hey, got a little bit of a cold, but whatever. I told you guys I'd bring you another video, so whether I'm sick or dying, you know what? Here it is. I told you guys I would do it, so today's video is going to be about creatine, something that pretty much everybody, I'm sure, who's been working out for a little while has heard about or even taken itself, you know? And this video is just going to be an information video regarding what it is, what creatine is, why it's beneficial, what are the risks, and pretty much where it's found. Alright, so let's get started. What is creatine? Creatine is it's actually a mix. It's actually an amino acid, surprisingly, right? It's nothing more than just an amino acid. It's actually 3 different types of amino acids into one. It's glycine, arginine, and methane? I don't know the name on it. I don't know the name, but it's methanine or something like that. But anyway, that's pretty much what it is. It's not a steroid. It's not a synthetic version of a hormone like you would find in a steroid, in a pro hormone or anything like that. It's naturally made. It's not made in a lab, you know. So there's really no health risks behind it. But I'll get into that a little bit later. You know, you can find it in really places you wouldn't really expect to find it. You actually ingest and take a lot of it in when you're eating food, and you find it in places like chicken, fish, steak. A lot of meats have a lot of creatine in it, and it's really surprising to hear that because you've only seen it in like this powder version that you see at like GNC or at your local vitamin shop or whatever, where it's Optimum Nutrition or the GNC brand. That's what you always see. It's a creatine monohydrate. And, you know, that's fine and all, but you also are getting it when you're eating regular food. And hey, even if you're a vegetarian, you know, that's probably one of the reasons they made the creatine powder version, or just to make money, or these companies wanted to make money. But like I said, you know, it's found in places, like I said, you wouldn't normally expect to find it. So even if you don't think you're getting enough creatine, you probably are. How does it work? Alright, this answer is incredibly complicated. It's a very long answer. Basically what happens, and I'm going to make this as short and as simple as I possibly can make it. Your body, when you're working out, when you're lifting weights, when you're doing anything, it needs fuel to lift weights, right? Well, it creates fuel. Your body does, in the form of ATP. When you're working out, your muscles, you know, they're tearing. They're not necessarily tearing. That's a terrible word to say. They're getting stretched. They're enlarging. They're getting stretched. They're getting worked. You know, everything's happening. So it's using this fuel that's considered like ATP, and your body naturally produces ATP with creatine through the help of creatine. And now what creatine does is it goes into the muscles after your workout, which is why you want to take creatine after your workout. Not before, but after, because your arms and everything are unsaturated. They don't have anything in there. They're pretty much just burnt and spent. So that's why you take it after. But anyway, you take the creatine, and afterward it goes into the muscles, and it builds the muscles back a little bit better and a little bit tighter than they were before. It starts getting the muscle fibers. The creatine, well, when you take creatine, it actually gets converted over to creatine phosphate. And the phosphate actually goes into the muscles. It actually starts tightening the muscles back down. It starts making the muscles a little bit bigger. And like I said, this is all done naturally. This is no steroid based. It's 100% legal. So another benefit of, you know, creatine itself, it's like I said, it's a fuel source for your body when you're lifting. It gives you a little bit more energy when you're at the gym. It gives you a little bit more power. It gives you a little bit more explosive power, for that matter. You know, you'll notice that if you've been on it for about 2-3 weeks, you'll notice that when you're lifting weights, it's a little bit easier to pick it up. You're not having to struggle to maybe get that deadlift where it's at the very bottom and you're having to pick it up. You know, maybe it comes up a little bit easier. You know, and that also might be with you just getting stronger, and also the creatine kind of helping you out, giving you some energy to burn, some fuel to burn. You know, so you know, it's really hard to explain what it does. It's really, if you really want to look up exactly what it does, go online and just search it. because the answer is incredibly complicated. It has to do with about 9 different chemicals in your body that are reacting at the same time. So it's really hard to kind of explain it in a short video. How safe is creatine? That's probably one of the funnier questions I get asked. How safe is creatine? Well, it's been out for almost 10 years now. So if there's been no long-term side effects, no one's died from it, no one's had any problems with it, so it must be pretty safe. I mean, they obviously wouldn't have it on the market if it was an unsafe product. So I would assume it's pretty safe. I've taken it for a very long time, and I've never had a problem. I've seen great, progress for my, I guess my bodybuilding career, even though it's been pretty short so far. I've been fine. So I wouldn't worry about the side effects because, like I said, I haven't found any. The next thing we're going to go to is how much creatine you should take. Creatine, it depends on how much you're really wanting to take. If you're wanting to just take it and just see how your body reacts, take about 5 grams a day. 5 grams is about a little cup about that big of it, about that big, about that wide. Not very big. It's usually, if you're taking pre-workout, what I do is I take my pre-workout scooper and get creatine and pour it in my water bottle or whatever I'm drinking. Then it's a pretty simple, it's a pretty simple, just 5 grams. Then if you're really wanting to, if you know what it's going to do to you and you're really wanting to see what happens, you can up it to 15 grams a day. That's considered loading. That's when you're just putting a ton of it in your system. You'll see results in about 5 days, but you cannot maintain that amount of creatine constantly going into your system. So only do it for about 5 days, then start cycling down and go for about a week or two. We're only doing 5 grams. Then you can jump back up and do 15 to 25 grams a day and then drop back down. And that's where you're cycling. So you're getting a lot of it in your system, then a little bit. You're burning off a lot, then you're burning off a little, a lot, a little. So you're constantly keeping your body guessing, which, a lot of people tell me that works. I've never done it just because, I see results on it the way I'm doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it the way I'm doing it. But then again, everyone's different. Everybody's genetics are a little bit different, so, it's up to you. Let's say the next thing is the best time to take creatine. Obviously, like I said earlier in the video, it's going to be right after your workout, post-workout. What I like to do is I like to just get just my protein. I take Gold Standard 100% whey from Optimum Nutrition. I also have Optimum Nutrition creatine powder, actually. It's micronized formula. But I just will mix that in with my protein and I drink it. And I only do, like I said, about 5 grams of it right after the gym. And, because you're fueling your muscle afterward, you're rebuilding the muscle. So you're helping your body rebuild immediately following your workout. So that's the best time to take it. You'll get a lot of people that'll say take it before and after. If you take it before, some people say a lot of people say it gives you energy. It doesn't, because your body burns it off during your workout so fast that it burns it off before it can become energy. So you burn it all off before you have any improvements to your system. So that's the only downside to it, that you can't really take it before. It really won't give you any extra energy. So you have to take it after. So the next day you'll have the energy, because it takes a while for all the chemicals to break down and really get transmitted out to all your muscles and all your joints and the muscle fibers and everything. And then going back to that, will it give you energy? Creatine will not give you energy. Like I said, it will just give you a little bit more explosive power the day after, or a few days after, or a few weeks after, or whatever. It'll give you a little bit more explosive power. You'll notice that. But other than that, it won't give you any energy. Then the next thing we'll move on to is I've been seeing this more and more, because I remember the first time I ever took creatine, it was in liquid form. And they sell this in the stores at GNC, and they're really expensive. It's like $5 for a bottle of it. And it claims to be really good and all this, they have all these claims on it. But no, liquid creatine does not work. They actually proved this recently. You won't see as many of the liquid creatines anymore, because they pretty much just flat out told everyone, no, liquid creatine decays in water. It becomes less potent the longer it's in water. The longer it's in any liquid state, the potency goes down dramatically. So instead of drinking 5 grams of it, what it claims to be on the bottle, you might only be drinking a half a gram, or even less than that. You might not even be drinking any because all of it's dissipated. So there's that, and then the next thing is there's different types of creatine. One of the most popular is the creatine monohydrate. Like I said, that's really the most popular one that there's going to be. And from what I gather, there's creatine blends. There's hundreds of different types of creatine. I know Beast Nutrition makes a creatine blend where it's like 4 or 5 different creatines mixed in one. Honestly, just get the regular creatine from GNC where it's $9 or $13 or however much it is. Don't go out and spend $70 on your creatine because it's only going to work so much. You can't take 4 or 5 different creatines in your system and expect to gain 20 pounds of muscle. You're going to gain the same amount whether you're on 4 or 5 different creatines or just one, because like I said, your body turns it into creatine phosphate anyway, so it just changes the way it's absorbed. So that's one thing that I really am stuck on. It's whatever works for you and your genetics. If it works, then it works. If it doesn't, then well, try something different. At least you tried it. So that's pretty much going to be it for this video, so I hope you guys like it. And if you're interested in what I have to say, then subscribe. If not, well, then screw you. Alright, see you guys.